What's going on, everybody? It's early December. Still got a couple of deer tags left. I got at least one person that still wants a deer, so I'm trying to get one more. I am on a piece of public property. I've hunted this general area before. I hunt actually this general area a lot, but I've just never been in here, so I'm going in here today. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what I'm going to find, but I'm going to go in here and get up in the tree. It's about 4:30, so by the time I find a tree and get up in the air, I'm only going to have about an hour to hunt, but that's okay. So let's go get after it and see what we see. So I'm in my spot. I'm gonna have about an hour to sit. There are obviously a lot of trees down. This is all hurricane damage, but right back there, those are all real thick pines in that road there. There were a bunch of fresh tracks on that. Well, there were some fresh tracks, but I'm hoping the deer might walk this edge over here. The wind is good. It's going like this, which is where the road is. The road is that way where I came in, but I can see a whole bunch of like little pockets here. And I'm curious about what's this way farther, but I just decided to go ahead and get up in a tree here. I don't have a ton of time, and I wanted to get set up and be quiet and see if something will come through. So maybe something will come out of these thick pines. That's got to be bedding back there and push through here, or something come from that way to the thick pines. So we'll see. Hopefully this is a little bit of a transition area. Right where I said those deer were probably going to move through if I saw any along this hardwood line over here, or these tight short pines over here, is exactly what they did. Let me show you. So hopefully I got the kill shot, but I saw some deer moving through like right in there somewhere. And I could tell there was one pretty good doe in there. And like I said, I need to shoot at least one more for a friend. And the deer moved over here, and then I saw a third one, and they were just kind of milling around, and I had a smaller one come out kind of right on the edge here, and then there were two more back in there. Finally, after 15 minutes of trying to find a hole to shoot through, the biggest one gave me an opening. At least I'm pretty sure it's the biggest one, and I can't even zoom in. It's getting low light. but I had the camera pointed over there. So finally the big one gave me a shot over there. This is my setup. I got this camera arm that I strapped to the tree, you can see like that, and this is a little Canon camera, and if the deer is more in the open, I can zoom in pretty good on it. But if it's like this, it's really hard when you don't have a cameraman to like get it exactly where it is if the deer's moving. So I got it aimed in the right spot, I think. I zoomed it in a little bit, I think, but she kept moving around. I did the best I could. So solo hunting at its finest there. Anyway, I'm gonna go over there. I'm pretty sure I got the biggest one. I could have shot a smaller one at one point, but it was in the wide open, but I was just like, man, I don't really want to use a tag on a smaller one. So this deer is for a friend of my wife and I's, and I'm down to one deer. I can shoot one more deer on public land. It can be a buck or a doe. And then I have 2 tags total. So I could order a couple more, but it's already December. And yeah, I'm probably gonna keep hunting some and try to kill one more, maybe after this one. And yeah, this has been a good week. There she is. Nice doe. Good deal. Get her tagged up and get her checked in. Head to the truck. Well, guys, I just got home. Just dropped off that deer at the processor for my friend. The season's kind of turned around in a hurry. I was struggling pretty hard there for a little while, not really seeing anything, and now I've got 3 here pretty darn quick. 2 bucks and a doe. South Carolina, you can shoot a lot of animals, a lot of deer, and I've killed 4 on public now and 2 on private, and I have 1 buck tag left and 1 doe tag. I can shoot 1 more on public if I want to, and my wife does have 1 more friend that said they would take a deer if I got one, so we'll see how that goes. It's been a pretty good season. My friend said something the other day that I just loved. I had never heard it before. It made me laugh. He said, some states you can shoot a deer with 12 points, and in some states you can shoot 12 deer. And South Carolina is the second one. Not that you can't kill a 12 point here, but you can kill a whole lot of deer. And so that makes it fun sometimes. Sometimes it makes it a little frustrating, but sometimes it makes it fun too. So what's going on, everybody? Today is December 30th. We're getting right here at the end of deer season. I have 1 public land tag left. I can shoot a buck or a doe, and I'm gonna try to kill a deer tonight, hopefully. I'm gonna be sitting kind of over my shoulder back this way. It's probably hard to see, but there's like a hardwood creek bottom that's down there. It's actually kind of like an L. It goes like that and then like that. And I'm gonna sit kind of where that L is a little bit. This area got hit pretty hard by Hurricane Helene, but these pines here are a little tighter together than some of the other pines in this area. So there aren't as many trees down in here, and the same with the creek bottom. It's not destroyed, and the deer just seem to like that a lot better. I've found that a lot of the deer in these areas that just got absolutely hammered by the hurricane, they're just completely messed them up. Their travel corridors are all messed up, and it's gonna be a while before I think they figure it out. And it's gonna be decent to hunt again, but this area is good. I sat here about 3 weeks ago, saw 2 deer. So if I see a deer tonight, I'm not gonna shoot a real little buck, but if I see a average buck or better or a doe, I'm gonna finish out my public land hunting for the year. So fingers crossed. I'd really like that to happen. You can see that these are kind of open pines that have this kind of briars and scrub stuff under them. And it looks, as you can see, it's fairly thick, and the deer feel pretty comfortable in there. But if you get up about 30 feet, you can see perfectly down into all of it. And so it makes for really good hunting. So I'm not going super far, only about 200 or 300 yards in here. And I'm gonna get up in a tree and see if something comes through. Got by the time I get in here and up in the tree, we'll be down to about an hour and a half or so until dark. So sneak in here and see what we can make happen tonight. I don't know how many of you have heard that theory about balloons in bucks bedding areas, but There's a balloon, so could be a good sign. All right, I'm up here on the ridge now. You can see the truck right there. Only 155 yards from the truck, which is okay. But you can see how open these pines look looking down into them. But when you're down there at 4 feet off the ground, 5 feet off the ground, it's thick as heck. So I climbed up here into the stratosphere, and we'll see if we see something. You can see there's a hardwood ridge there, and that one does have some damage from the hurricane, but I don't think that one over there does. And I thought about going and climbing up on top of that ridge right there, but I just decided this is where I climbed before, and I saw a deer come through right down here, and then I had one walk right under the tree right here. And there's all kinds of deer trails down here. There's one right there, and then there's one right there, and there's one right there, so another one over there. So there's plenty of deer in here. 4:30, got a 2-mile-an-hour southwest wind, which is right like this in my face, so it's perfect. And yeah, should be set up good. Well, guys, just like that, I'm tagged out on public land. I caught some movement down here right where I said I'd see the deer, right on the edge of that. The creek, the hardwoods down there, they don't like walking through all that nasty stuff, so they're sticking right to the edge of it or going through these pines, almost like it's creating a pinch point or something. There were 2 does down there, and I waited for the bigger one. I don't know if I got it on. I know I got video of them, but I don't know if I got the kill shot. I kept having to move and move and move because she was moving. I didn't want to take a shot. I mean, it's probably about 200 yards down there through the trees, and I didn't want to take a shot. That was a bad shot. So finally I got a good one and I shot her. I saw her go down. I'll see if I can zoom in and show you guys where she is. So they were moving through down here. When I first saw them, they were down here and they just kept moving that way, and she went down. I don't know if I can even see it, somewhere over there. But yeah, I'm happy. I got it done. So I'm gonna go down there and get her. I do have one more hunt this year with a buddy of mine on private land, but private land limits and public land limits aren't the same thing in South Carolina. So tagged out on public, can get some stuff packed up tomorrow and everything. I'm getting ready to go out of town to Texas to do a whitetail and hog hunt. But I'm happy. This has ended up being a really good area. I'm glad I tried this spot a while back. But let's go get her and get her to the truck. So you can see down here there is way more hurricane damage, but they don't want to walk up in that, so they'll just ease their way through the edge of these pines where the damage isn't as bad. And I was sitting up there on the hill and I shot her right over there by that log, and she's laying right here. Good size doe. Perfect shot. I'm gonna measure and see how far it is back up to the where I was sitting. Well guys, here she is. It's actually a really nice doe. I'm super happy I tagged out on public this year. I've come pretty close a couple times, but I usually hold out trying to kill a nice buck till right there at the very end. And then the last few days I don't see anything. But this year I held out towards the end and I got it done. So this deer is going to go to one of my wife's co-workers. Every deer I've killed in South Carolina this year I've given away to somebody I work with, or somebody at church, or somebody my wife works with. So this one is going to take the same route. And I have one more hunt in South Carolina with a friend of mine on his place on January 1st. The private land regulations and public land regulations are different. So this is the last one I can kill on public, but not the last one I can kill overall. Then on Friday, which is like 4 days from now, I am leaving to go to Texas, and I'm going to whitetail hunt and hog hunt down there for like 6 days. I drew a National Wildlife Refuge hunt down there, so that's going to be fun. So got some more hunts planned. I'm also going to Florida the end of January. A lot of fun stuff coming up, but I'm pretty happy with South Carolina. The season seemed to start kind of slow, but it picked up. I stayed with it and it ended up being a good year. So I'm going to get this girl tagged up, get her on my stand, head to the truck.